everybody, and welcome to Alien. Tonight, we're going to play a little mission based around the recently released Alien Colonial Marine's Operations Manual, and I'll be your game mother, Matt, and I have an awesome group of players that I'm going to be running them through this little mission. Let's go ahead and do a little roundtable introduction. Let's get to know our squad. Let's understand who we're going to be throwing into this xenomorph-filled nightmare before they all get consumed by the queen. So, let's go in order here of the overlay. So first up, who do I have here? I have Aki, who is playing Cord, PFC Cord. Can you go ahead and introduce us to Cord, please?
Of course. I'm Aki, as Matt said. I'm playing PFC Cord, who is an alternate human, like alternately alive, as in a synthetic, as in, not actually alive, whatever. They are the medic of the party. I think very specifically they are, oh goodness, I had the name of the specific thing that they were and lost it immediately. We're getting off to a great start, y'all. But I'm essentially the medic of the group. And that's my job. That's what I do. I patch people up, make sure that they don't die.
Keep them alive, and you never get stressed.
I don't. I don't get stressed, and it is very difficult to kill me.
You can literally lose your head if you keep going in this game.
Yep.
And let me just say, they are so happy about this.
I am thrilled. I have
not been able to stop talking about it.
Nope. Very, very cool.
Next up, we have Staff Sergeant Luther, and I'm going to get the name wrong over and over again, Marcantonio?
Marcantonio. That's right. Staff Sergeant Luther Marcantonio. I'm Eddie Doty. Nice to meet everybody. I've been here before. Staff Sergeant Luther Marcantonio. He's a forward observer, so he takes point. He's the ad hoc leader of the squad. He's not quite too old for this shit. He's getting there. He's on the eve of getting too old for this. So he's good, but he's starting to see the other side of the tunnel of this, of a life beyond the Colonial Marines, but not quite.
Almost. We'll see if you survive. You're so close to retirement.
Yeah. 30 days and a wake up.
A week away from retirement. Eric, PFC Glenn Lennox.
That's right. Company sniper, also function as a sharpshooter. That's basically what I do. There's not too much more to me than that. At least not that I want to talk about. Not yet. Anyway. That's me.
Mystery.
Eric Campbell. Don't gift that. Do not gift that.
Please gift that. Awesome. CB is here as PFC Archibald Archie Watson.
Yeah, that's me. Hi, my name is Omega Jones, also known as the Critical Bard, or CB, as you just heard. I'm playing Private First Class Archie Watson. Archibald is his full name. He is the young, very gifted Comtech Marine who is always underestimated by those a lot older than him, and he constantly proves them wrong. You'll find out more about that, but just know that he is a young one, and he doesn't necessarily have a lot to prove, but people assume that he has a lot to prove, and he proves that he doesn't.
Very good. Last but certainly not least, the one who makes everything go boom, Sam as Big Red.
As the game mother says, I'm Big Red. I am our squad's breacher. I'm here to get in, get close, mix it up. I am definitely going to do all right by this whole thing. But hey, someone has to keep spirits high and smiles on faces. The charm of the operation. Not the brains.
Beautiful. That is our squad, everyone. Quite a cast of characters. So, as you can tell, we are playing a Marine squad. We are taking place. This adventure is taking place during what's known as the Frontier War. The UA, or the United Americas, is at war with the UPP, which is a faction, basically is like Russia and China have banded together in space, and they're at odds with the UA, or the United Americas. This this was all written, designed, during the Cold War, so it fits that kind of the theme and toting. So that is who we are facing off against. So our Marines are on their way to the front lines. The Frontier War has broken out. And it all kind of kickstarted with a couple of events. There are some mysterious bombings known as the border bombings that have been taking place across frontier space. Ships are appearing in atmosphere and dropping some kind of strange tar-like substance into the sky and transforming the populace into bizarre, horrible creatures. The UPP recently dropped a nuclear weapon on Fort Nebraska, a Marine base on the frontier, and that's what's kicked everything into high gear here. So our squad is on a frigate, and they are on their way to the front line to fight this fight against the UPP and get to the bottom of what's going on with these border bombings. There's rumor of cults running around, the children of the two divines who worship these strange beings known as who they call the engineers, and they're looking to bring about a new life, some new creatures. So there's all kinds of crazy, kooky folks and situations going on here. But we're going to kick off with our Marines. You 5 have all been in cryosleep, and you're woken abruptly out of cryosleep before hitting your destination. I'm going to say, Cord, you're the one who's going to wake them up, because you don't have to go into cryosleep for a long rest. So what does that look like? Who are you going to wake up first?
You're muted.
Thank you. Well, it seems only right that I would wake up our CO first. So I will go over to Sergeant Marcantonio's stasis chamber and begin the process of waking him first.
Very good. Staff Sergeant, you are awoken prematurely before heading to your destination. It hits you a little hard. You're feeling a little sick. You look around for Bucket. You look at Cord. You kind of wonder, are we there? What? I'm not supposed to feel this bad.
We have not yet arrived at our destination. I apologize, but I had to wake you up early.
That's okay.
Do you require a bucket?
No.
Are you certain?
Certain. On my feet. Here we go. Okay. Sit rep, where are we?
Where are we?
You are currently on the fringes of frontier space. So you aren't quite at the front lines yet, but you are in the war zone. And Lieutenant Maria Rogers, who is your squad's commanding officer, is the one, Cord, who instructed you with waking everyone up, as they have an important mission from top brass to send the 5 of you on.
I believe that the specific words that were used were get them off their asses and on the field.
Copy that. All right, let's go. And Sergeant Marcantonio gets up and starts the process of just one by one, just in a row, boop, 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 getting them all open, stretching, kind of rolling their neck, getting ready for whatever this moment is, waiting for everybody to wake up en masse.
Cord will hand him whatever the equivalent is of like some sort of nutrient bar or something like that, just to get his blood sugar up. Yeah. Has a couple on hand for the other 3 when they wake up as well.
Oh, thank you, Cord. Thank you.
Very good. Cord, you make your way to the other, the remaining 4 and wake them up. Is there a particular order? Do you have favorites?
No, it's literally, it's pure efficiency. It's whatever. It's from whoever was closest to whoever was arranged fast, and it's pretty quick. They're all gonna pretty much pop open at once.
Gotcha. No buddies or rivals come into play here yet.
Not yet. Not for, he's a professional.
Gotcha. So all of you get woken up out of cryo sleep. Hits some of you harder than others. Some of you, Big Red, you wake up. No problem. No issues. It's like, what? Okay, where's the fight?
Dang, and here I was ready for the bucket. It was going to be the most.
Oh, we need to rewind that.
I mean, I will take this too, and Cord, my friend, Cord, my buddy, Cord, my favorite. Is that for me? Snack up.
It is indeed.
Oh, you're the best.
Yep. Just threw up everything that was in your stomach and you want to eat?
Exactly. Refuel. You gotta eat hard to fight hard.
If you say so. Anyone else in need of a bucket?
No, I am in need of some earbuds. Why are we awake?
We have an urgent mission. The commanding officer can brief you on what's what.
Stretch it out, team. Stretch it out. Debrief in 15. Oh, Lord.
I have snacks.
Cord has snacks. Fallen behind Cord. Distribution of snacks.
And then he slaps himself in the face a couple of times, just really quickly and almost comically, and just kind of. I'm gonna go grab a snack.
Yeah. Archie sees the snack and he like kind of just snatches it, like literally, like just snatches out the hand.
You're welcome.
When you say that, just under his breath, because he's still coming to, but Lenny just says, "How you doing, Cord?" He starts opening up the snack.
Good morning to you as well. I am fine, thank you.
He wanders away towards the mess hall.
That debrief in the mess hall, sir?
Yeah, why not? Debrief in the mess hall. Fallen mess hall, everyone. Hey, wait up, Glenn.
Rah.
Come on.
Going to the restroom first. Don't follow me.
Yeah, allocate 2 minutes for 10-1, 10-2, everybody. And then Fallen mess hall.
Can I get 3 minutes?
In exchange for a minute to be named later, affirmative.
Just kind of trots away.
All right.
Go grab your clothing as well, because everybody in your cryo sleep, you're basically in your underwear. So if you want to get dressed, you can. If not, well, we can see how that goes as well when you meet your commanding officer.
I make this look good.
I do want to say that Staff Sergeant Mark Antonio has a robe at the ready. So, robe.
Robe.
All right, cool.
All right, so you take
Yep.
your time, you go do your business, whatever that looks like, the 5 of you, and you get ready and you meet in the mess hall. You meet in the mess hall in 10 minutes. Some of you takes 13. But you get there, you're feeling groggy, you do have some empty stomachs, and it is odd that you've been woken up early, seeing as how you did have a mission that you were headed to. So to be woken up out of cryo sleep early must be a big deal. And it was revealed to Cord that this is coming all the way down from the top.
Okay.
So you're sitting around, you're chatting, you're kind of getting reacquainted. You're getting the update from Cord of what's been going on while you've been sleeping for the last few weeks. And suddenly the door slides open to the mess hall and Lieutenant Maria Rogers enters, who is your commanding officer. She's a middle-aged career Marine. She's got a big scar down the right side of her face. And she is the ultimate badass. There are stories of how she received this scar. They all kind of vary. They're all tall tales. But no matter how they play out, they're always just the most badass scenario. But no one bothers to ever ask her how she got that scar. But she commands respect wherever she goes. And the Marines
I'm going to continue the tradition proudly of not asking her questions about her scar.
Officer on deck.
Het.
Yeah.
Jinx, buy me a Coke.
Yep, stand at attention.
She stands there and looks at the 5 of you, and she starts kind of walking on the spot, back and forth. She says, "Good morning, Marines. In the last 24 hours, we've received an emergency distress signal on the fringe of UPP space from LV 5897. The interesting thing about this signal is it's UA, and not just any UA, but it's USCMC. The distress call came across private channels known only to those with the appropriate clearance. It was sent by one Lieutenant William Kreitzman, a Marine who was stationed on Fort Nebraska right before the planet was hit by border bombers and subsequently nuked by the UPP. The lieutenant belonged to Delta Squad, and I say belonged to because Delta went AWOL a week before the events which led to the destruction of Fort Nebraska. They took some extremely classified cargo and disappeared. Top brass had concerns that they defected to the UPP, and it looks like they may be correct. An emergency signal was pretty garbled, but picked up about 24 hours ago. And it seems they have crashed somewhere in UPP-occupied territory. The message requested USCMC assistance for extraction and safe passage back into UA space. Now, we can only assume things did not go as planned with the UPP, and they want back. Or, this could be a cover to infiltrate UA as UPP spies. Either way, we need to find out if they still have the cargo and ensure it hasn't fallen into UPP hands, if it hasn't already. We also need you to capture and bring back alive any Marines from Delta Squad who are still living. But if things call for it, you're authorized to use excessive force. The cargo they carry... The cargo they carry is extremely classified. But what we do know, it's a small, almost urn-like object, approximately 48 inches in size, inscribed with hieroglyphs on the outside. Under no circumstance should it be opened. We're told you'll know it when you see it. Extraction will be tricky. The planet is a war zone between its inhabitants and the UPP. And once the target is acquired, you'll need to make it back to the jungles and call for a bird to pick you up. Due to the location of their downed ship being in the middle of an urban war zone, you'll be dropped off in the surrounding jungles of the city, and you'll need to make your way by foot to target. Expect heavy resistance. Once in the city, discretion will be your best course of action. We know the odds are against you on this one, but this operation is coming down all the way from top brass. Any questions?
Do we have an estimate of number of hostiles in the urban area?
We know that it is heavily populated with UPP. The local resistance is doing their best to keep them at bay, but because this is right on the border, the UPP have been very aggressive in trying to obtain it, to get a foothold in moving forward. We know that they have a frigate in orbit. Expect air resistance, respect ground resistance, ground vehicles. It's not going to be easy.
Aside from our ship, do we have any air support? Do we have anything coming in? Or are we going in? Are we going in strong or are we going in silent?
You're going in silent. We're going to send you in on a drop ship, which is going to be difficult because the skies are patrolled by UPP MiGs. So it's gonna be a difficult drop for you. That's why we're inserting you quite a ways from the urban war zone. Hopefully that we're undetected on insertion.
All right.
Is that all, Marines?
Lenny's jaw's clenching, but he just nods. And then, well, when everybody else is going to say it, he'll, of course, do the sir, yes, sir.
Any last questions for the CO?
Sir, no, sir.
Not here.
All right. Lieutenant Rogers is suit up and dismissed. She leaves the mess hall.
All right, party time. Let's get it.
So you're free to go and get whatever gear you need. Typically, you'd have an APC to cover ground, but because you are in the middle of a war zone and a heavily dense jungle that you're heading into, these will not be options. You're basically going to be dropped off, and the Cheyenne dropship's going to do its best to get out of there, out of hostile space.
Right. Yeah, as we're suiting up, Lenny is going to glance over at Archie and just, kind of glances around to see how many other people are close, but then he's eventually just going to say, might have to kill some of our own boys.
If they say that it's going to be a problem, then I guess we're going to have to do what we have to do. Is that going to be a problem for you?
They switch sides. I'm not going to see USMC Marine on the other end of that scope.
I mean, I've had to do things in the past. I mean, I'm not as seasoned as some of you, but I'm sure they wouldn't have given that order if not for a reason.
Yeah. He just nods and kind of, yeah.
Who knows? Maybe we won't have to. Maybe it'd be easy.
Yeah, it could be nothing.
Yeah, easy.
Starts strapping up his body armor. Checks the cam on his helmet. Yep.
Big Red absolutely checking in with the Sarge about how many ammunitions, how much can they get away with.
So
I can carry a lot. That's all I'm saying.
We know
I
who
know
the
I look
Bane of
small.
this group is.
But I got this.
all right, so Red, we appreciate the enthusiasm. You need to be able to move fast, so maybe not as much on Centauri 4. You maybe under 200 rounds this time. That's just enough to be able to.
Are you saying I can't carry it and move fast, Sarge?
Well, you tell me.
I got it.
All right. We come off that plane. It's going to be a sprint. It's going to be a sprint for a while.
Looking forward to it. I've been sleeping a while. Gotta warm these babies up.
You see Archie look over, just he's kind of going over his own just mental just preparations, just knowing what he might need, what he might not need. But as he's doing it, he looks over at Cord. You going to be able to survive out there?
I think that I will be more than adequate on the field. I think that it is better that you worry about yourself. And let me worry about you as well. You need not worry about me.
You may be the healer of the group. I am the technician, and technically you are technology. So it is my duty to make sure you're capable as well.
Should such an occasion arise as I am in need of repair, I will keep that in mind.
As you should. And he will not walk off, but just kind of go back to what he's doing.
Cord will go back to kind of loading their kits, and they reach into like a pouch sort of in their area and pull out something that nobody really can see and sort of stick that into their shove that into their kit as well. Just like a handful of stuff that nobody really could tell what's going on. So
almost had a thing that is not existent in this in this RPG. Continue.
I was gonna say Sergeant Mark Antonio goes up to Glenn and says, all right, tight Overwatch, you and I will be out point first. We have to keep tight intervals, especially as we come out of the forest area, and as soon as we enter into urban, just assume eyes will be on us. We're going to need to go slightly deeper into the city, just the two of us, before we can report back and get a lay of the land.
What's the weather like down there?
Hot, humid, sticky. It's typical jungle sort of weather. Very, very humid.
Want me to gilly up?
Yes, because in addition to all the other environmental effects, there will be a storm of bullets pretty much as soon as we get into streets.
So I do have, so my character does have both a ghillie suit and a poncho. I'm sure I can't wear those both, can I? I think a ghillie suit's going to take up everything.
It's like, that'd be like wearing two Victorian dresses at a time.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. So I gotta kind of.
It's a good way to put it.
Yeah, well, it's just
that's
layers
okay
and
too.
layers.
Yeah. And especially in this environment, it sounds like that would be pure hell. So I'll just
sweating constantly.
I'm just gonna stick with the ghillie suit then.
Yeah, ghillie suit is good.
I will do
So-
my best to make sure we are supplied with an adequate amount of liquid refreshment.
Got it. Cord, a word, if you will. And I'd like to kind of go off to the side, just one-on-one with Cord. So listen, we're gonna keep it tight. We're gonna keep it on point. We're gonna do our best, but there's a non-zero chance that Lennox and I get smoked fairly early. And if that happens, irrespective of rank, you're in charge. That happens, you fall back. You try to get back to the ship. You lose both of us. If you feel like you can take it, take it. But you have best judgment on this. I don't care what the rank says. It's got to be you that makes that call.
Understood, sir. But I hope you will rest assured that I will do everything in my power to make sure that does not happen.
Well, yeah, but there's pointing to just general map of the area. There's all of that, and
Worst
none
case
of it
scenario.
is good.
Understood.
Worst case.
Let's make sure it doesn't get to worst case.
Indeed.
Crisis averted. Crisis averted. I got all the munitions and the snacks. You thought I couldn't do it? I could. We got this. This is gonna go well.
Closest thing to a smile. Mark Antonio said.
Lenny just goes over to Big Red and just knocks their knuckles on the side of Big Red's helmet just as like congratulatory.
Well, now that we are well equipped with all of the snacks and all of the munitions,
Shall we?
Time to use them both.
That's right. So Archie and Cord, I'm going to give both of you a story point because you have already started playing out your personal agendas for Act 1. I don't see personal agendas for Big Red and Mark Antonio. Your character sheet got a little... we lost some information on there. If you could type it in for me, so I can keep track of everybody's personal agendas. And the way we're doing personal agendas here is the players are creating theirs for Act 1. Acts 2 and 3, I will be creating their personal agendas, and nobody knows what each other's personal agendas are as we're going through this adventure. Story point, what that is it's a reward for playing your agenda, and it's an automatic 6. So in Alien, to succeed at any roll, all you typically need is 1/6. So getting a story point will give you a guaranteed success on a future roll. So Archie and Cord have both earned themselves a story point, so please make note of that. And I'll keep watching the agendas as we play through to hand out story points as we go. And you can have, I believe it's 1 per act. So that's your story point for this act, and then they get wiped when we go to Act 2 and 3 and so on.
Okay.
Sweet.
Tight.
All right. So you do not have a pilot in your 5-person squad. So you are assigned a pilot. Private Fillmore is being assigned to you. They are going to be flying down your Cheyenne dropship into enemy territory, hostile territory. You're going to be making your way in a little ways out. Normally you'd fly your frigate right into orbit, but because this is enemy populated territory, you're being dropped off in deep space. You're gonna have to fly in. You're gonna have to try and insert in the planet as quietly as possible without getting attention. Get off the dropship, and it flies away. So this is gonna be a dangerous one. So your pilot Fillmore comes over, meets the group of you. It's like a cocky flyboy maverick type thing. All right, shoot some gum. You all ready? How many drops is this for all you?
6 for me.
All right, hoorah.
Mark Antonio points to his shoulder where he has about a dozen or two scratched in.
All right. Keep it clean inside my dropship, all right? I don't want you losing your lunches. You've been snacking on those nutritional bars. Keep them inside, okay?
I have come equipped with a bucket. It is collapsible.
All right.
Lenny
He just kind of like shakes his head like,
Lenny's the quiet one. He's the Hicks of the group right now as he kind of just slides the thing down on top of him and just kind of looks at everybody. He's going to heft that rifle up onto his lap. Oh, no, we have to stow it if we're going to do a drop. So he'll stow it over Not allowed to have weapons on you. You're doing a drop. Yeah.
Stow it. So you all lock yourselves in position. Fillmore walks and checks them, kind of make sure they're all in place. Kind of like when you're in a carnival ride and the carny comes around, make sure it's locked so you don't fly out of the ride when it goes. Seems pleased with that. Says, all right, 5x5, let's go, Marines.
You can tell that Archie is like not really here for him. Just kind of he's focusing, just getting ready for this so they can get this over with. Not over with, but get it done. This isn't really pep talk. This is just you wanting to talk, and he doesn't want you to talk right now.
Big Red's just slid in next cord, pat on the collapsible bucket, just ready to go.
It is for you specifically that I brought the collapsible bucket.
See, this is why I love you so much. Always know how to keep us prepared.
From across the drop bay, Lenny just says, and it's for you, Cord, that they brought all those snacks for that collapsible bucket.
That's for all of you. You're going to need me to be fueled, need me to have my energy.
Sure.
I am somehow not able to remember a time when you were not fueled, Big Red.
I would never let that happen. I care about my squad too much.
All right.
Gotcha. Are you two buddies? Cord and Big Red? Okay, gotcha.
I mean, well, Big Red is, Cord is Big Red's buddy, specifically,
So the people who are tuning in and watching this, there's also a buddies and rival system in this game, and it's a flavor thing. There's nothing mechanical, and your buddy and rival can change over time as well, depending on what happens during an adventure or a mission. That can always change. You know, if someone, if your buddy all of a sudden shoots you because they start to panic too much, they might not be your buddy anymore, and they may become your rival right then and there on the spot. So that's why I was asking about buddies and rivals, and why you're seeing some bonds between some of the characters stronger than others. All right, so you strap in. Fillmore starts flicking switches, powering up the Cheyenne dropship. The gates or the opening on the frigate comes open. Space is in front of you, and this thing just kind of lifts up and lowers itself in space, and it's smooth. You're in space right now. There's nothing to worry about as far as you know. You can't really see. There's no windows where you are. You're sitting all along the sides of this. You can kind of look down the middle and see out the front window, and you see blackness. You see stars. But then after a little while, you see a planet, a big green lush planet in front of you. Fillmore turns back, says, "There it is. You all ready for this? We're gonna start our drop."
Express elevator to hell going down.
Sorry, I can't be the only person who heard in their brain when you said, "We're all ready for this," and then hit the drop.
Y'all ready for this?
Just jock jams playing from the APC. That might blow our cover.
Ready or not.
Let's see. Should we get some?
All right, Marines. Look sharp, look alive, be professional. Let's get in, get out.
Can I go to the bathroom before we leave, sir?
Really?
On your way out the door, leave a mark.
All right.
All right, you're flying. Things are smooth, and all of a sudden it gets a little shaky, and turns around. It's just the Atmo. It's just the Atmo. We're okay. We're all right. We're on target. Picking up a few bogeys here on radar, but nothing to be too concerned about.
Bogeys, nothing to be too concerned about. Yeah, no, that's.
Oh, no. Hey, come on. You've got me as your pilot, all right?
Let Fillmore do the flying. Ease off, Lenny.
And you hit in the atmosphere, and the whole thing just starts shaking and vibrating. You can hear distant sound of gunfire ringing out. Not like gunfire from weapons, but you can hear artillery. You can hear sounds of jets flying by. And things get shakier and shakier. And Filmer goes, "We're still okay. Don't worry about it. Don't pay no attention to that sound. Everything's okay. All right, all right."
Archie just closes his eyes.
Is it
I
combat
feel as
drop
though-
or a meat grinder?
I feel as though you are trying to reassure yourself more than you are trying to reassure us.
Yeah, that's it. And you're coming closer and closer, and you can now see as you've entered the atmosphere, you can see just a giant jungle everywhere. The whole planet is one massive jungle. You see some strange creatures flying above the canopies of the jungle, almost reptilian, maybe pterodactyl-like flying out here. And all of a sudden you're flying and you can hear the sound of gunfire. And it's close. And Filmer goes, "Oh shit, hang on. We've got one. We got a bogey. There's a MiG on our tail." And the whole ship is shaking. And all of a sudden you can hear tracer rounds just flinging, going over the top of your Cheyenne dropship as you do so. Everybody go ahead and take a stress, please. Except for Cord.
1 point of stress. Yep.
We ain't even done nothing yet. How
You
did we
haven't
get
d-
stressed?
This
This
is
is
your
a rather
Alien
stress-
RPG.
You all appear to be slightly perturbed. If you would just remember to take a deep breath.
We are fine.
This is
Yeah.
this is taking too long.
Woo!
as Big Red, as you go, woo, he turns around and goes, "Keep it down," and he doesn't even finish mid-sentence, and bullets rip across the cockpit, and he's sucked out, and there's now a big giant gaping hole on the front of the Cheyenne dropship, and it is spinning out of control.
Oh shit.
If you didn't get stressed earlier, that was good. Don't take another stress, but
That's it.
All right.
That's stressful.
this thing, alarms are just bleeping all around you. There's red lights flashing. The cockpit is completely open. The controls are still there, but the pilot's gone, and you're starting to go into a tailspin. Someone's gonna have to try and take control of this ship.
Oh my god.
As go ahead.
Out of curiosity, what is like piloting under?
Piloting
Agility.
is an agility,
All right.
so
So
it's gonna be
one
a
of
couple
us.
rolls. It's
Yeah.
gonna be a mobility to get up there because this
I'll
thing's
do it.
spinning out of control.
I'll do it. I've got 0G training. It's not going to help me here because obviously it ain't 0G, but I do have an agility of 5 and a
Okay, yeah.
mobility of 2. So I should be the one to do this.
Go for it.
So
All right, so-
he just glanced. He doesn't really wait. He just immediately and kind of unclasps that thing and grabs hold and starts trying to get up to the flight deck.
Yeah,
I guess I'll roll this.
yeah. Please go ahead and make me a mobility roll. Oh no! All right, so no successes on Lennox's roll, but we got the stress dice. So nothing bad's gonna happen because you have such low stress.
Right.
So go ahead and click the stress button in the top right-hand corner of your character sheet, and it'll roll it for you on a roll table, and I'll tell you your result. So you're keeping together 6.
1.
So you start to crawl up there and make your way, and all of a sudden, this MiG flies by, and it just barely misses your ship. You see the interceptor that hits you, and it kind of causes everything to start shaking and out of control, and you lose your footing, and you fall to the ground, and you're unable to make your way to the cockpit.
Lenny is going to scream "fuck you" at this thing as it flies past us.
Does somebody else? So once you fail, and you fail with a face hugger or stress, you cannot attempt again. Does someone else want to try and make their way up there with a mobility roll?
I've got a mobility of 3, so I'll make an attempt. Yeah.
Okay.
So you're saying I can click on here and it'll make a roll? Or...
Yeah, go ahead and click on
First-
the word mobility. And
First roll of the game is a face hugger on the stress die.
right? A sign of things to
First-
come.
Roll of the game.
All right. So you are successful,
Okay.
Mark Antonio.
All right.
So you sit there, you kind of shrug, you unbuckle. Do you pick up Lennox along the way and put them back in their seat, or what do you do?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's exactly right. I think it's a fairly, like, once I kind of get back control, I literally just kind of dig my head underneath his arm and just immediately go into like a fireman carry and just like start to just get him back to his seat.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'll use the momentum of the spin to just throw myself back into that seat, and I'll grab the overhead thing and just lock that down.
Awesome. Okay, so Staff Sergeant, the whole ship is shaking, shuddering. Alarms are blaring all around. You can tell, hey, this is the time to show your crew why you are in charge. You pull your way up. There's this thing spinning out. You get up there to the pilot's seat. You're in the cockpit. You go ahead and make me a piloting roll to try and stabilize this thing. Either way, you're going down, but it's going to depend. This is going to depend on how hard you go down.
This could be
You're already scraping the tops of the canopy of the trees.
real short game, y'all.
Oh, but okay, so there was no successes, but you also didn't get a facehugger symbol, so you can push it. So at the bottom that says push YN, just press that. Okay, you're you're unsuccessful in piloting this thing. You get up there, you look at the controls. They're kind of like half gone. You do your best. You do your best to pull. So you take the stick and you pull back as hard as you can. Lights are just like going off everywhere, beeping all around you. You're stressed. The sweat is coming down. This planet is hot. You're trying to hold together, and you know you've got the eyes of your squad behind you watching you.
Legit question, and I don't. Again, this might be a weird question to ask, but I'm asking it anyway. While we're dropping, do we have anything on us at all, or we just kind of get stationary, ready?
It's all stowed like above you, sort
Okay.
of thing, securely, so it's not flying around when something like this happens.
This is valid because there's something I do have that could help, but I don't know if it's too late at this point. But
Oh.
continue.
What do you have?
I do have an uplink terminal, which technically can remote control a spacecraft.
Oh, an uplink terminal is something that is small enough. It could be on your persons. I like that. Let's say
I'm just thinking, just like I mean, he's not a pilot, but he has something as a backup or an emergency.
yeah, you see Marco Antonio struggling. They're doing their best to try and keep this together, but like I said, you're scraping the top of the canopy of this jungle. Go ahead and make me a roll to try and assist and take over.
So it's a
pilot in the
contact
ship.
roll.
And I have a question for you when this is done.
Sure. Oh yeah, Archie! Holy moly! All right, so you got your 1 success plus 2 additional. So, like Eric mentioned before, when you have the additional successes, there's things you can do with those. You can kind of do it with like style or flair, or get some extra like panache out of it, or what do you want to do with those extra successes? What does that look like? So you successfully take control of this ship. It's going down. It's in bad shape. Like there's no stopping it.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to make it like start flying away. He's just going to make it so if it lands, at least lands in a way that it's not going to just completely just obliterate itself. We're kind of ease down and kind of crash land in a way that we kind of skid versus just go haywire. But at the same time, I think with those 2 extra successes, I at least am able to. It crashes, but I think the ship is badly damaged, but not too far gone that it can't be repaired.
Oh, okay.
I think it's how he's able to control it from his spot. It's just bad enough, but not too far gone. And I think that's also helping the steering. What our staff sergeant is doing is making sure it's being aligned exactly where they need it to be. That's what I think those 2 successes will do. I don't think it's going to do a lot, but enough that if we need to get out, we still can if we repair this thing.
Right. No, I like it. So it's not as bad as it could have been. You slam into leafy, large trees to minimize damage as you're going down. And this thing can be repaired, but it's going to take some time. You don't know if you have that time, but it is there. Lennox, you had a question for me.
Yeah, so when I rolled that 1, I did get, it says panic condition +1. Does that mean I get an additional stress?
No, you didn't get any additional stress from that.
Cool. It's just a description of like the fact that I didn't lose like control of myself, but that I didn't succeed either. Like I panicked.
Kept together, and you're not panicking. Like there are panic conditions, like if you can like run away or seek cover or shoot a friendly, you go berserk. Those are panic conditions, and those have to be like you have to talk someone down out of it. So yeah, you're not panicked. It just kind of froze in that moment.
Okay, cool.
So the ship comes down, it slams into the canopy of the jungle. All of you are bracing for impact. The other thing I was going to do is, depending on how you rolled, there was the potential for taking damage based off this landing. But with the number of successes Archie had, no, there is no damage, no potential for damage. We're not starting this off in rough shape. Well, you're kind of in rough shape with stress, but damage. Archie was able to bring this thing down. You're all strapped in tightly. And I'm going to say even Mark Antonio, you strap yourself, even though the pilot got sucked out, you hang on to, you put your arms in what's left of the straps on the pilot's chair, and you all hunker down. You're prepared for this crash landing, and it hits the ground with a big thud as it does so. And you all kind of close your eyes. Maybe some of you don't. Maybe you're brave. I don't know.
I think as he's putting in the inputs and just kind of looking at things, just brace for impact. This is not going to be nice. I apologize.
I do as Archie says. Brace for impact. Hit
And
that ground.
After Archie says it, just slam into the ground, skittering. The trees stop you from sliding as far as you could have, but you have crashed in the trees. You have left a big, massive trail of where your ship landed. Yeah. And if UPP are going to be flying over, they're going to know exactly where this US or UA Marine ship is. So you know you need to get out of here as soon as possible. You need to take stock of the situation, get your gear, figure out where you are, and move.
Are we going to have to bust it, though? Like, is this a situation? Because I know that Archie was trying to save it. Is this a situation? And I guess this is... from Mark Antonio, is this a situation where we're going to blow this thing up after we evacuate it instead of leaving it here in the jungle?
Yes. Do we have? How much explosives do we have on us outside of our personal?
We all turn and look towards Big Red. It's like
make fun of me till they need something blown up.
Okay, so then Mark Antonio, once everyone's kind of settled in the air, is after a visual survey, Mark Antonio goes, grab your shit, get out, exfil in 30 seconds. We need to blow this. Red?
On it, Sarge.
Son of a bitch. I'll get all my equipment, but yeah. Moving fast.
Mm-hmm.
Quick and low.
Does the back door, the canopy ramp, does it go down? Is it still functional?
Yeah, with Archie's rolls, yeah, it's functional. It's gonna go down.
I'm gonna go over there and punch it, and I'm immediately assuming a rifleman position, so I drop to a knee and just take aim and look outside as the ramp comes down.
Yeah, you look outside. It is dense, thick forest, big, massive trees. Their trunks are, you couldn't, like, three of you standing together hand to hand couldn't get your arms around one of these things. You hear the sounds of birds cawing in the distance. The humidity hits your face as soon as that door opens. Just heavy, dense heat. It kind of hits your lungs also. The humidity. Find it hard to breathe at first. The ground itself is like, it's dirt. It's soft, almost mushy dirt that it looks like you're going to be wading through as well. But go ahead and make me an observation roll, please.
All right. Observation.
Do you have any gear that'll give you a bonus to observation?
I mean, I do have a scoped rifle.
Sure. Why don't you assess both the sky and the land with your rifle? You'll just kind of take it all in, understand where maybe that MiG went that was also shooting at you.
Well, I rolled one die. I'll just roll an extra one, I guess.
Yep. Go ahead. Okay. Just do it like a D6 at the very bottom. There's also general dice down there. Okay. So no good, no bad.
One success. Oh,
two successes. You got one on your stress. See, it's not that bad taking stress, is it? It can also help you succeed in this game. It can help you. So 12 stress isn't a bad thing.
So, yeah. So Lenny just gets down there, and as soon as the ramp goes down, since he's in this ghillie suit and all ready to go anyway, he's gonna immediately jump down off the side of the ramp so that he's on the ground, and that's when he'll use the ship as cover to his right side. And he's gonna, just look through his scope and immediately start scanning around the sky, the ground, everything, get a lay.
Yeah, you start scanning around. So on the ground, there is nothing around you. Like I said, there's the trail of
Okay.
trees that you've smashed through. You've left a massive trail of destruction behind you, and you know full well that it is not going to be hard for UPP soldiers to find you and your location.
Right.
You look up in the sky, and you can see that MiG interceptor that was shooting at you circle around and head off in an easterly direction. You
Okay.
track with your scope, and you look above the MiG, and that you can see that there are UPP dropships in the air
Okay.
towards where it's headed.
Descending, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Okay.
right.
I'll report all this back immediately on the comm. What I'm seeing.
Sarge makes his way out, but prior to making his way out, Sarge kind of just does an individual check with each person, kind of like tapping them on the shoulder for a thumbs up, getting thumbs up back or not back from everybody, and then goes to Lennox and takes a knee next to you, pulls out his, because he's got a scope, he's got a spotter scope, and so asks kind of like for the debrief. I think Lennox tells him all that. And Sarge takes a breath and goes, so their cover for those. So we can expect, how many dropships do we see that the MiG is supporting?
You saw 2.
2, okay. And those dropships are towards us or heading towards the city?
Looks like they are heading your direction.
Your direction.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
That's
quietly to Lennox, Sarge goes, we're not getting much time. We have to stick together. We have to stay tight, and we have to move now. Red,
Yeah, Sarge.
time on target to you being ready.
15 seconds in, we have a big kabooms.
All right, everyone. I'll take point. Lennox, you take rear. Red behind me. Cord. And CB, I forgot your character's name. God damn it! I almost said it was on my tongue.
I'm the
Archie.
favorite. You should remember me.
I know you are my favorite. Archie in the center. Cord next to them. On your call, Red. We're on foot.
All right, let's get some distance and then see what this does.
Echelon formation, stagger right. Echelon is basically, instead of single file, we go sort of in a slightly diagonal line, staggering to the right, and move out.
okay.
Very good.
Oh, we're gonna have that big explosion walk away.
I have heard that cool people do not look at explosions.
I was hoping someone was going to say it.
Depends on your definition of cool.
All right. Yeah. So Lenny's gonna fall into the rear and just keep his eye on what's going on behind us as we all start heading out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So you're setting up explosives, Big Red, or you just want to shoot it with one of your grenade? With your grenade, what do you have for? Let's see. What do you have on you for big boomy things?
As a breacher, I got the rocket launcher.
Right.
I think the explosives were largely narrative of the, sure would be nice to have some grenades variety. But, they're coming in and out of the inventory so quickly that it's as if they never had them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Very good. So you're just gonna fire your rocket launcher at this thing and just blow it up.
That sounds like a great idea. That sounds like a thing. Or let me rephrase. That sounds like a thing Red would love to do. Yes.
Big grin on Red's face the whole time.
This
like,
is
I
what they're
know-
here for.
I know this is our drop ship, but damn, this is fun.
Yeah. You want to blow things up. You just weren't expecting to blow up your own equipment.
Look, I'm practicing on this dropship. Maybe I can get one of those later.
All right, so everybody takes the orders from Staff Sergeant. Red, you get ready, and you look up at the sky, and you can see those dropships heading your way, UPP dropships. So you fire your rocket launcher. It finds its target. I'm gonna say, what are you aiming for? A fuel tank? What you want to make this thing go big boom?
Big bada boom.
Let's see. That it is. Going for the controls, the cockpit of it the most. That's where they're most likely to have any kind of confidential or specialized equipment that makes the reason for why we're blowing this up. Everyone has seen a seat before.
Right. Oh, target that black box
Yep.
location. Get rid of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good.
To the extent that I'm aiming a rocket launcher. But yes.
Do you have a rocket launcher on your character sheet? I didn't see it on there.
Yeah, I couldn't find it, so it might not yet be loaded. I was doing a search very discreetly, which is no longer discreet because we're talking about it.
Here is a rocket launcher on your character sheet. I've just set you up with one. Go ahead and if you right-click on rocket launcher, it'll bring up the modifiers. Give yourself a base modifier of 2. You're sitting there, you're aiming, you're going for a specific location, and let's see if you can hit that location that you're aiming for. No matter what, regardless, you're going to hit this thing, you're going to blow it up, but you do want to. You're trying to target somewhere specific. So let's go ahead and make that roll.
Yeah, this is the broadside of a barn, but let's run up the score.
Right. All right, you got it. You've got 2 successes. So you fire. You hit right on target. This thing hits the cockpit, erupts in an explosion. A ball of flame shoots straight up into the sky. If the UPP didn't know where you were before, they sure as hell do now. But you took out the most important piece of intel that you wanted to cover up. The others look at you. They know why you're here. This is why Big Red is here.
Well, hopefully.
But now we got to be somewhere else quickly.
Hopefully they'll think we died in the crash here. At least if they don't look close enough.
And luckily, one of our own got sucked out earlier. Perhaps they'll find that body. I know that sounds morbid, but do you want to survive or not?
Hey,
I'm telling no lies.
I don't think it's morbid. I think it's funny.
We were on you, Mark Antonio.
We're moving.
Okay.
We're crouched. I think we should probably. I definitely have my little sidearm. I've got my sidearm out, and I've got weapon drawn. I'm pretty sure Lennox has weapon drawn as well.
Yeah, my rifle's out.
Yeah, we're on it.
Big Red Mark.
Oh no, I have a rifle. That's right. I forgot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Big Red Mark Antonio. I'm just going to give the 2 of you a story point there for that last little scene. Archie, you got a question?
No. I was going to talk to Staff Sergeant.
Gotcha.
Do you want to deploy your pups, or should I have the holotab to keep tabs on it?
I'll deploy mine now. If anything happens to me, then you still have yours. So I'll do it.
True.
I'll go ahead and deploy my pups.
Okay.
Cool. I'll connect it to my holotab regardless, just so you can focus on, doing what you do. Boo boo.
Thank you, Archie.
All right, so you're going to crash the jungle, but you're going to throw up the pups in front of you and just start kind of scanning the direction you're headed in?
Yep.
Perfect. You toss those pups up. Go ahead and make me a ComTech roll, please, Archie.
Okay.
I think the pups give you a +2. So go ahead and right-click ComTech, and for base modifier, throw 2 in there, please.
Who gained the story points earlier? It was
Mark Antonio and Big Red.
Cool.
I'm still waiting for I'm watching Lennox here next to get a story point.
No, I'm good.
So just from understanding, the thing doesn't say we get a +2, but are you saying we have a +2?
I'm giving you a +2 with
understandable. Look, I will take it. I just wanted to confirm. Cool. 1 second. So okay, well, more. I'll always take more dice. And I'm also looking at one thing real quick.
I can give you more stress dice if you want those too.
I do not. Really, I only have 1 stress, correct? Or do I have 2?
You only have 1. I think Big Red has the most at 2 right now.
Gotcha. Understandable. All right. And parkour.
Oh, and Mark Antonio has 2.
Oh,
At least
I have
that's what
2.
I'm seeing on the sheets.
Oh shit! I meant to give myself 1, but if I got 2, then I got 2. So
Does
does it auto
Y'all
add?
should
on
only
my
have
failed
1.
rolls?
Did you
Yeah.
You
accidentally
should
pick
only have 1. It does auto add it in certain situations when you roll and you fail a roll, it'll give you
Got it.
1. So
Got it. Well, I adjusted. So
okay. All right, so the pups go up. So Mark Antonio throws the pups. For people who are wondering what they are, if you think of Alien Covenant, they're those balls they throw up in the air. Or no, sorry, Prometheus, and it goes through the ship, and it has like these red lights or sensors, and it goes down the hallway, and it starts just mapping the whole ship. That's what these are. So Mark Antonio throws up a couple of pups. They fly out ahead of you, and you see these red lights or lasers scanning everything around you. It is being picked up on Archie's. What do you have? The personal
holotab.
Your holotab.
Yeah.
So it's mapping the jungle out ahead of you, and you rolled your very well in your
Looking at
context.
it as I'm crawling.
So I'm gonna say like the humidity was kind of acting up a little with the pups, but with the successes you're able to program in there, and you're getting a clear view. And these things are going miles ahead of you, and all they're detecting so far is jungle.
Okay.
After a while, they do though pick up what seems to be like crops, like rows and rows of trees, like planted crops in the middle of the jungle, which then connect with a house or a bungalow, it appears, up ahead. It looks like, it's maybe a 15-20 minute march ahead of you.
Looking at the pups, looking at the hologram as I'm struggling on the ground, my scrawny body. Staff Sergeant, it looks like there are lots of jungle, though it does open up to like a crop field potentially, and looks like there's a house or something, a building. It'll be about 10, 15, maybe 20-minute stops.
Here, let me take a look at that.
How yellow your holotab is.
And switch like.
So, Sarge gives it a second. All right. Lennox, get yourself over here.
Comes trudging up. What's up, Sarge?
I need your eyes. Make yourself to a safe distance. I want you to get your eyes on that house over there. I want to see if it's occupied. I want to see if there are people there. If it's not occupied, your signal will fall upon you, and we'll make our way and we'll stage there. Otherwise, myself and the rest of the unit are going to go to the opposite side of the corner of the field. If you see anything hairy or suspicious, you fall back to us.
Radio?
Yeah.
Nods. And with that, Lenny just goes off.
Okay.
Goes low, goes out.
I think before we find out the fate of Lennox or Lenny, it's time for us to take a short break here, and we will come back to find out what Lenny discovers up ahead.
I just want to name the chestburster after my grandfather, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's okay.
Yeah,
all right.
I'm okay with that.
I'm just going to pet it gently before I die.
Yeah, it's the first death, so I'll give you that.
Go forth, my son.
All right, so we left off with Lenny going to their death by themselves up ahead of everybody else.
Listen, it makes sense. There is a plan here.
It does make sense, yes.
It makes sense. Yeah, I like it. Split the party. I love it. So Lenny, you're gonna what, crawl through the jungle? You're doing an army crawl, even though you're Marines.
No.
What are we doing?
Not crawling until I get to roughly where this thing is at, and then I'm gonna do a slow approach. Then I'll do a belly crawl.
Yeah. Okay.
And try to find. But yeah,
the army is Canada in this, United Americas, and Latin America is the Navy. So that's why the U.S. are the Marines. So you're not Canadians, just me. So let's just me. So let's make our way in there. You've got a ghillie suit. Let's go
do.
ahead and do a mobility roll to go
Cool.
up there. Go ahead and right click it. Give yourself any bonuses for your ghillie suit or gear that you have.
Okay,
that
I was going to ask. So I'm going to roll move, mobility, and I can right click this and it'll add. Oh, I see. Base modifier. So one sec. It says.
I believe the ghillie suit gives you a +2.
It does.
Or-
I'm just trying to
remember
figure out how to smash that into the roll here. So it says, please enter your modifier. So I guess a base modifier of 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's not a stress modifier, correct?
Perfect. Yeah.
All right, roll it. Hey,
Once you get a face hugger again. No, okay. All those dice and only one success. But that's all that matters. You only need one success to succeed.
Yep.
So you're doing the army crawl. You're getting closer. You're looking through your scope in intervals as you do so, closer and closer. And you see these rows of crops that the pups picked up. And as you get closer and closer, and the jungle starts to break and open up, it actually looks like trees or like plants upright. It looks, you swear, like a vineyard in the middle of the jungle. Just straight rows of plants. And you get closer and you look through your scope, and that's for sure those are grapes growing on there. And there seems to be a big house attached to the backside of this vineyard that you've discovered.
And I see
Like
the card just walking out.
Yeah. It's a single story. Like I said, it's like a bungalow. It's got a thatched roof. It's quite large in size. The pups. Oh, you don't have access to the pups. We can jump over to Archie. Archie has access to what the pups pick up, but you do have radios. You don't see any signs of activity from here,
Nothing.
as far as you can tell. Nope. And this is a civilian building. This isn't UPP. It looks like this was a farmer who's been farming grapes, and there's a vineyard set up here.
Okay.
Archie, we'll jump back to you. You've got the information on the pups on your display, and
Surely do.
it's picking up a lone signature, like a something's there.
In the building,
In the building, in the house.
Okay, and I can't tell what that is. I can just tell.
You're picking up just signs of life. It's picking up life signs in that house, and a single one.
Okay. Via the radio or however, I was gonna say, heads up, there's one thing inside. Not sure what it is, but there is one at least life form in that building.
I don't have visual yet. He just says that really low into the comm. But then I report back everything else that I'm seeing. Looks like a vineyard. No sight of civilians anywhere. Not seeing anything else moving about.
Any vehicles? Anything non-civilian?
Nope.
Negative.
All
You're gonna
Lance.
Sorry.
If you can get a clear shot through a window, not a shot, but if you can get clear visual through a window, see if you can ascertain the identity of what's inside. If not, fall back immediately.
Okay. I'll just keep, basically in that case, what I'm going to do is be patient, and I'm just going to lay on my tummy and just be sprawled out and just keep my eye on the windows through the scope. I'll spend a good just 15 minutes then.
Okay. Yeah, that works.
And I'll continuously just watch to see if that signature moves at all, where it might go. If it seems, because you can, even though you can't see what it is, you can kind of always tell like an idea of what they're doing. Like, are they going to the
like, you'd
restroom?
see
Are
it
they
moving
watching? Yeah.
around the complex. Oh yeah, you'd see like the blipper, it pick up it moving around. Okay,
And,
perfect.
I've got my scope and I'm just checking our 6.
Perfect. So there's 3 different measurements of time in this game. There's around. I'm not expecting you to remember all this. Around, which is 5 to 10 seconds. That's in combat. There's a turn, which is 5 to 10 minutes, which is usually stealth. So that's what we're working in now. And then there's a shift, which is 5 to 10 hours. That's typically when you're recovering from wounds and stuff. So we're going to spend a turn just kind of watching and scoping out this location, watching what the pups are picking up, seeing what you can see through your scope, Lenny. Archie, you see that this blip or this whatever is being picked up moves. It's in a big open area, and there's a door that looks like connected to the outside of the house, and it's kind of moving around that room, not like quickly. It almost looks like it knows what it's doing. It's methodical. It's walking around the room, stops at one position, moves, goes to another end of the room, stops, moves, and then it makes its way to the opening or the door outside. And Lenny, that's when you're looking at your scope, and there is a deck door, like a sliding glass door, and it slides open, and you can see a human man, standing there. He's wearing a white Panama hat. He's got some dark rimmed glasses. He's got a pastel button up shirt on, some cargo pants, loafers with no socks, and he's carrying a pitcher of something in one hand, and a glass or cup in the other with the same liquid that's in that pitcher. And he walks outside onto what appears to be a deck and sits down in a chair with a table and just kind of sits back and sips at his drink.
I have eyes on a civvy, and then I'll describe him. Describe everything. You just pass on that information immediately.
Private, let me get this straight. Loafers and no socks.
You want me to shoot him, Sarge?
No, it's only if he's wearing Crocs and no socks. Or
No.
with socks.
Crocs.
In this weather, those are some sweaty feet.
Really quickly,
No.
knowing what he gets described, even with the drink, the movement inside still felt like methodical. Like it felt like this wasn't just like a person lounging around, like they were almost watching or guarding or something.
More like they were doing specific tasks at different areas of that room. So, for example, maybe they're going to the fridge, getting a drink, going to another area, getting something out of the cupboard. So they're moving around the room, and it's methodical. Wasn't like erratic or anything like that.
Okay, I was making sure it didn't feel like, I got to be over here for a bit and then go check this door and be over here for a bit.
Okay,
that's what it was described.
No, nothing like that. It looks like they were doing something. They were doing a task. There was purpose to their movements in that room.
Understood. All right, then, cool. I would just say, yes, they were moving about, probably grabbing what you now see.
Question for Mother. What's the SOP when it comes to encountering a civilian in like a war zone?
Well, typically, if you know the civilian population's friendly, you're not against engaging with them, getting any sort of deals you can. You are definitely in hostile territory. This planet is kind of like in a tug of war against the UPP right now. So this person may have some intelligence. So it doesn't go against protocol to make contact with them. It's definitely not protocol to just shoot them on sight or anything like that.
Loafers aside, but we also don't know what's in that house. So Sarge looks at Archie. Private, you're a scientist. What do you think is going on in there for someone like this to be so casual in the midst of all of this, at the edge of all of this, with all of this going above us? What do you think this is?
Above board, really quickly. So it's actually my curiosity. How far away is this house, this area from because we knew that this place is heavily infiltrated, I guess, by the UPP. How separated is it
from what the urban environment you're headed to, or where you landed?
From just general population.
Sure, this is way out there. So you crashed like hundreds and hundreds of miles away from your target. So you're kind of in the middle of nowhere. You're surprised to see this. This is like really out of place. Just a lone person, a farm, a vineyard out in the middle of nowhere. It is bizarre, but it's also the only thing you're picking up for miles around.
Yeah. And from my understanding, the pups do pick up a lot. So the fact that this is all they're getting, that does make me believe it's just him.
And it's a full-on war zone, like 100 miles away from here, right?
Yeah, in the city that you're headed towards. Oh yeah, bombed out buildings, people surviving the best they can, fighting back against the UPP.
I guess it's possible he doesn't know about that. It's just this is a weird scene to Lenny too. He's looking at this guy is like, this is Lenny's kind of getting this is Nero playing a fiddle kind of thing.
Archie just responds, "Look, Sergeant, this is your call. It's not that I find it weird. it just feels out of place. Why in a war-torn area, even so isolated from the chaos, why are they so lax? But perhaps this is the norm for them. Perhaps this is just they need to continue on with their normalcy to forget.
You said it was a vineyard?
Yes.
What's he drinking?
Cord is asking that question to
to Sarge?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a vineyard. Grapes, everything.
I can take a guess as to why this area has been untouched.
Please.
Alcohol is valuable. Destroy the vineyard, you destroy a source of entertainment for the very people who are fighting not 100 miles away from you.
That absolutely makes no sense.
Don't bite the hand that wines and dines you. I get it. No. Cord, you're right. I mean, besides, if they're relaxed, maybe, they just have a lot of composure. And Big Red pops their gum.
Matt, what's he drinking on the porch?
It appears to be like maybe iced tea or sun tea or something like that.
Okay.
He's just having a fun all time.
Yeah, I was going to say, this fucker's having a party of one right now.
Sarge has a poker chip that he's shuffling between his fingers. That's just kind of like his fidget spinner. He's just sort of cycling through that, mumbling to himself. The mission is over there. The mission is over there. Lennox, do you see anything out of place that you feel needs further investigation?
Just see this guy, this asshole sitting on the front porch in a big house that they're definitely going to come looking at if they think that we're still alive. But
hold in position. We're coming to you.
Copy that.
And then hand signals up. And then, God, I'm trying to remember.
Well, to make it feel better, you could totally lie to all of us, and we would.
Yeah, I'm gonna lie.
That was awesome.
That
was so cool.
So up and just forward, and then down, and like that for silent movement. So I think that's it.
And I'll just keep eyes. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I looked at Red, and I said, Red up front, and then I'll take the rear, and we'll sandwich in between the science team. So and then we'll...
the science team. You've been dubbed the science team. I like it.
Science. That's like the best compliment I can give.
You are now Commander Data.
Yeah. Right.
All right. We're moving out.
Cord is an android.
Oh yeah.
And medicine is science.
That's true.
There you go. See?
It all ties together.
And Picard is on the front porch. My God, look, I wore the right shirt after all. See? You were making fun of me at the start of this game.
All right, we move it half regular time. We're crouched down. We're not high crawling, but we're crouched and we're exfilling to him.
Are you trying to be stealthy or
hell yes.
Okay. Well, everybody can go ahead and make me a mobility roll then if we're trying to be stealthy about this.
Yeah. What have I done?
Oh yeah. Cord, you're good. Big Red, you're good.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Oh, Archie. Okay, let's see. Mark Antonio, what do you get?
Let's see
before we get to the stress.
Archie just
Archie
on his shoulders and
it didn't show mine. Stand by. Give me 1 second. Let me try this again.
You save our drop ship. Let's just focus on what matters here, okay?
Oh, mobility. Got it. Okay.
Do you want you can push yours. Do you want to push it or you just want to stick with it knowing that Archie's already going to be in the open?
Blowing it for us. Yeah. No, so I okay. Yeah, I'm going to push.
Okay. Oh. Okay. You're successful. But you're gonna have a stress. So Archie, go ahead and press stress on the top right-hand corner of your character sheet, and let's see what happens. Nervous twitch. All right, so you start going through the grass. You're crawling through the mud. I'm gonna say all of a sudden, like a local critter to this jungle. Nothing like you've ever seen before. It's like a
Oh,
giant
boy.
rat just kind of like walks out of the trees and just like brushes right up against you, then walks back in here. He's like,
Oh,
"Whoa."
Jesus. No.
Uh,
Sorry.
you get a little twitch going on. Everybody take a stress, please, except for Cord and Lenny.
Rodents of unusual size? I don't believe they exist.
And Mark Antonio, please go ahead and roll your panic roll, or stress roll, I should say.
I'm also not going full Twitch for obvious reasons.
Right. And just glad he didn't describe a spider, really.
Oh,
No
crap.
spooters.
Okay, so we're going to say the same thing. Spooks, Staff Sergeant. Everybody, again, please take a stress.
So we just got upped. The ones around just got upped stress by 2.
Stress
Other
is
than Cord.
deadlier than the xenomorphs in this game. So, okay, so this is a good part to bring this up. So you should all have a signature item, which you can use once per act to reduce your stress by 2. So I think like Mark Antonio, you have a poker chip, right? And you fiddle with that, and by doing so, it reduces your stress by 2. So everybody should have some sort of signature item they can pull on to just instantly get rid of 2 stress. Or there are things like banter, which can be used as well, which I believe Big Red has. When you're in a safe
Yes.
place, you can use it. You're not in a safe place right now.
That is correct.
So there are ways to reduce stress. There is also nap relief, which Cord has. It gets sticky with to instantly relieve you of your stress. So we have a number of ways to reduce this. You're not stuck with it going forward till the end of time now.
What does panic mean?
Panic. So there's panic conditions. Is it
Yes.
blinking on your character sheets right
Oh
now?
yeah,
or-
I am at number 7. Panic level 7.
Oh, then that is a shift on the old overlay.
Yes. Oh yeah.
my
How many
goodness.
stress? Thank you. So Archie's at 3 stress.
And panic level 7.
Big Red's at 3 stress.
Okay, so we're not at 4 stress yet. We haven't hit
Not
the
yet.
zero.
Mark Antonio's at 3
I'm-
stress.
I'm at panic level 7. Yeah.
So panic. So that means like you rolled a 7, but panic means you're panicked right now. See that twitch is like sticking with you. You're not really holding it together, and that lasts typically for 5 to 10 minutes, which is a turn. So someone can break you out of that by rolling command. Like they basically come over and they give you a pep talk and like, come on, get it together, Marine, and they can pull you out. So if someone wants to, we do have a medic here. Maybe go over there. I don't know what your command is like, but you can make a command roll to try and like pull them out of this nervous twitch, get them back on task, and stop like kind of just twitching and freaking out and their heads darting everywhere. And
Quick question.
yes,
That's what banter is really good for, right, Sam?
Mhm.
Banter,
but-
actually, I think you can use it to reduce.
Only in
stress.
a safe place.
Oh, okay.
yeah, that's the crappy thing about banter.
You have to
I
be
have-
safe, which we so often are.
Mm-hmm.
Private Archie, I noticed that you seem a little bit off-put. Do you require assistance?
I'm fine.
I'm sorry, it doesn't appear that you are.
You can see they're like there's not eye contact with Cord
I
as they
can't help
just are
you.
looking around.
Sergeant?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll throw some nap relief into the sergeant.
Are you just gonna stick?
I mean, there was consent there.
Oh,
Yeah, no, I'm into that. That's
So
yep,
you need
just
that relief.
get done.
you can also. So you don't have. I know you don't have any command, but you have like a high empathy, don't you? Which is
I
tied
have
to
very
command.
high empathy.
So you could attempt command. You don't have to have any points in the skill. You just roll dice equal to the base stat. So you could also try to use your command to talk them down if you want to. There's a couple of options here.
Cool.
You stick them.
Sure. I mean,
How-
Sarge, I'm not as worried about as I am with the Private Archie. When the Sarge kind of affirms that he's okay and that he's, they're more likely to accept that that's the case, that Sarge is going to get himself under control and handle it. But they turn back to Private Watson and go, I understand this is an unpredictable environment and that we are currently in a situation over which we have no control. And I know you don't particularly like it when I talk to you, but I'm going to anyway because it's my job to make sure you stay calm. So take a few deep breaths and march on, soldier.
You can tell that I'm breathing, but I'm staring at our sergeant. As I'm listening, but not wanting to admit it.
And
I think-
then they just kind of stay next to, but like not too close. It's kind of like cat a corner, like just off their shoulder, just like kind of sitting with them, sitting with him until like, you know, he visibly calms.
And did you want to roll command for that one?
I would love to.
Okay, excellent. So as an android, you never get to re-roll. You don't take stress, but you also don't get to push your rolls like the others. So you whatever the dice result in is what you're stuck with. But you got 2 successes, so you're able to bring Archie out of it.
Nice.
So stress reduced by 2.
By 2?
By 2.
Nice.
Great.
And bring you out of it. Your stress is down to 0. Mark Antonio. And so we've taken one thing of nap relief. Nap relief, there are some mechanical effects if you take more than one dose within a shift of 5 to 10 hours. And what that is if you take another one within the same shift, it'll give you a -2, I believe, to agility rolls. So there are mechanical. You can't just keep popping yourself with nap relief, just like I'm stress free. There are mechanical drawbacks.
It's like edibles.
to use.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Sure.
So we gotta remember that you've used one this shift already.
Gotcha. So now does it reduce me to 2 or down 2?
It'll take you to nothing. Nap relief just erases it.
Erases
So it's good to
It's
have
just-
like
it's
when
like
you're
it's-
really high on stress, when you have like 5 or 6, just like stab me with that nap relief.
Got it.
We can't afford to have our exo stressed out. That's
That's
not
a fair point. That's a fair point.
all right. Steady on.
Let's get him.
Yeah. So you all get it together, and Lenny, you're still watching. You see the man sitting there. He takes a sip of the drink, and then he puts his hand to his ear.
I go, hold up.
And across all of your radios, you hear a man's voice go, "Are you quite done, Marines? Will you please come here and join me already?"
So, Sarge is a little pissed. Sarge lowers his weapon, stands up,
The fuck?
and walks to take point. Rifle pointed down but slung, and just sort of in hand. Civilian, do you want to explain exactly what it is you're doing here?
So y'all have entered the clearing then? Y'all have entered the vineyard?
I have.
I'm gonna stay exactly where I am.
Yeah, no, that's I'm not.
That's what you're doing. You
expecting
just
to
wanted to do the point.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, then I'm watching your
attention.
back.
Yeah, please.
Checking tree line, the whole bit.
Yeah, over the radio goes, "I'd be more than happy to tell you if you just get over here. Enough of this, or whatever the hell you're trying to do. Just get over here and we can talk."
I will walk to you, and you will identify yourself before the rest of my team comes.
Sure, you call me Mr. Garcia. Is that good enough?
He hacked our radios and knew we were here. Like,
This is
I'm on-
not. Yes.
can I request something, Matt, real quick?
Yeah.
Can I request, just because to reflect that situation and that sudden turn of events? I know there's not necessarily a mechanic for this, but I think personally it's appropriate at this point if Lenny took a stress point.
Okay. If you want to take a stress point, I will
I
not
honestly-
deny you of that.
Because now Lenny, when this is happening, Lenny's eyes go a little wider and he starts scanning tree lines. He starts scanning everything. Like, yeah, I just feel like that would be appropriate for him at that point. He's kind of, because all this time I've been laying here and now all of a sudden I'm realizing I've been made this whole time.
Yeah.
That's
So,
fair.
yeah. All right.
So I'm basically taking heat off you though. I'm trying to just put a focal point to all of us. And so again, my weapon's not pointed, but it's down and it's at the ready. And so I just slowly approach. If you knew we were here, tell us what you want. Tell us what you're doing here. We need to know everything because you do not have much time until the city is upon you.
Don't worry about me. I can get off this planet. I have a proposition for the 5 of you that I'd like to discuss.
Andy knows our numbers. So,
And into my comment, I'm like, I know.
Anyway,
What's
with
your-
that, yeah. He goes, who's the one that's staying out there? Is it PFC Lennox? Please join the rest of us. There's no reason to stay out there and hide.
through the radio, you hear him whispering, "What the fuck?"
Stay where you are.
I have more rockets.
Our team will present itself when they have a reason to do so.
He just sighs. Well, so be it.
What is your proposition?
Come, I'm not going to do this over the radio. Come here. Let's talk face to face. A little bit of like we're in the middle of hell here. Come on, let's have a little bit of normalcy. I have some cool drinks. I'm sure you may have been banged up from your crash.
Staff Sergeant, they know our names, they know our location, they know our numbers. They obviously knew we were coming. Is this a trap? Is this a setup? How do they know these? Even I couldn't tell who this was.
You're right, because they were the ones that sent out the distress call, so they had like, do you know what I mean? Like they sent out a distress call suddenly after supposedly going AWOL. So this might be one of the members of the unit, for all we know.
Do we have a squad nickname or
This
a
could be
team name or
Lieutenant
anything like that?
Kratesman or whatever his name was.
He said Garcia.
Do we
This
want
is
to
his name is Mr. Garcia, but yeah.
Oh, that's right, Garcia.
Do you mean like the squad you're after, or
Yeah,
your squad?
No, our squad. Do we have like a code name, like Wolverines, or I don't know? Do we have like a thing? Do we have a thing?
Should.
We should have a thing.
We're the Jungle Cats. Just
We're Teddy
Jungle
Squadron.
Cats. There we go.
Okay.
just
So
for today.
I just say, Jungle Cats on your feet, and I'll stand up and make myself completely visible, if I wasn't before.
We need a Jungle Cats logo. You know, they have those cartoony logos.
Yeah.
Probably with claws and a
Yeah.
claw mark or something really stupid. Yeah, exactly.
Jungle Cats, ho! So Lenny, for the first time, he pulls his eye away from the scope and he just goes, "Fuck!" And it looks like the bushes come to life as he gets up from where he was in his ghillie suit, like perfectly camoed back there. And he will still he still goes tactical as I'm moving into the clearing behind Sergeant.
Yeah, I won't make you roll mobility or anything, but yeah, you're doing your best to stay hidden.
Yeah.
This does not appear to be going as we expected it would.
No, it is not. I'll shoulder sling the rifle and just kind of put my hand over my sidearm and just slowly make my way towards Mr. Garcia.
Yeah, he's just sitting there in a chair. He's sipping away at his drink, and he's not really looking your direction. As you get closer, he looks up and goes, "Finally, what took you so long?"
Put yourself in our shoes, Mr. Garcia.
You know the UPP know where you crash landed, and you're just taking your time waltzing through the jungle?
We're on a mission, Mr. Garcia.
I know, and that is why I want to talk to you. Listen, I am also interested in your cargo, and I have a proposition for you. The Weyland-Yutani Corporation has a particular interest in what you were sent here to gather, and I represent Weyland-Yutani. Now, like I said, we are here in hell, and I can get you out of here. This is nothing. You acquire that cargo, you get it to me, we'll get you off planet. Do you see any way to get out of here? There's MiGs everywhere, there's UPP. There's no way you're getting out of here. You're sent on a suicide mission.
Sorry, just thinking.
Yeah.
Hardly suicide for me.
This literally feels like you're at the poker table and someone calmly sits down and then shows you that they have just reaches gently across the table and takes your hand out of your hand and then shows it to everybody.
Archie speaks up. Is it safe to assume that you were the one to put out the distress call?
No, that's not me. Listen, we can't get too tangled up in this. I know it's UA situation, but we're more than aware of what those Marines were carrying, and we want it. And we also want the Marines themselves. If you can bring them in alive, there'll be a bonus. A bonus. See, we can get you out of the core, we can make you disappear, we can make you all rich. You don't need to do this anymore.
I don't want out of the core. It's the last thing I want.
Give yourself a story point.
Okay.
Sarge, we spent enough time being off mission. We gotta get where we're going. Not spend time listening to fools.
Couldn't agree more, Big Red. This isn't over, Mr. Garcia.
So we have a deal then?
We're going to complete our mission. And at the completion of our mission, we'll evaluate our position with where we are. If our interests happen to align, so be it, but we're not going to go out of our way for you. We're here to do a thing, we're going to do the thing.
Lindy's going to lean into you at this point and be like, sir, this man is a source of information. Clearly knows a lot more than we do.
Clearly he is.
What exactly is it that you wish for us to acquire?
I want you to acquire the artifact you were sent here to get, the urn, and I want the soldiers, the AWOL soldiers.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Of what value are they to you?
Well, there was more than meets the eye going on at Fort Nebraska, and I'm interested in the intel that they are carrying.
And you think we wouldn't be interested in said intel as well? They are one of ours.
They were one of yours.
Until deemed necessary.
Right. Yes. Are. He just kind of shakes his head. He offers you a drink, and are you thirsty?
You see, I like reach into a pouch and I pull out some bug juice.
Very well. You know, we can do this the hard way.
So you're a company man that is proposing that we go against our orders and bring you in some AWOL Marines, as well as the package that we've been ordered to return.
That's correct.
I'm just curious. Not that we're taking this seriously, but you haven't explained anything about yourself, except for that you work for Wayland Yutani and you're out here in the middle of nowhere. You know everything about us somehow. You've compromised the entire team. What the hell is this? Who are you?
You don't need to know that. I told you who I am. You don't need to know that. I am making you an offer to get you out of here. This, like I said, this is a suicide mission. You really think you're going to get out of here alive?
The five of us to completely abandon our mission for someone who won't even tell us an ounce of information past you want 5 bodies, 4 bodies, however many bodies in an artifact. You have to understand that's a big ask from us.
Well, like I said, there was more than meets the eye going on over there in Fort Nebraska before it was nuked. Let's see. What if I told you it was your own soldiers that nuked it? It wasn't UPP. Does that help?
All right. Counter proposal. And above board, I just want to say, as Sarge is proposing this, I would like to do an observation check to see his reaction to each of these.
Yeah.
Could I also do? I am very observant. I would also like to, just kind of just watch.
Yeah. Anybody wants to roll observation can as you're going through? Is Sarge is going through the questions? Beautiful.
So here's the way I see it. Here's
2 successes.
Okay. Yeah, let me roll that. Bloop.
Do you want to push it?
No, if he has 2 successes, that's fine.
Okay. All right. Archie's just like focused.
Archie's on it. But here's what I say. The artifact, I don't think any one of us cares for the physical artifact outside of the information it provides. the men we capture, if we are able to capture them, will face the Uniform Code of Military Justice. If you would like a debrief with them, that's possible. We will all exfil together to the same ship when we are done, where you can make your case for the custody of any prisoners to our superior officers. If you think you're going to intimidate us by isolation, son, you've never been in the Corps.
He stands up finally from the table. He puts his drink down and he kind of walks around and he puts his arm around you and he goes, "Oh,
Ooh, yeah. When he
Staff
raises
Sergeant."
when he raises his arm to put him around the sergeant, there's a snapping sound as I unbutton my combat knife.
So you do that and he goes, and he points over to the door of the sliding door that he came out of.
Okay.
And you see like 3 APE soldiers standing there, heavily armored. These are like Weyland-Yutani commandos. These are like the highest of the highly trained, heavily armored troops that they're out there. Like they outgun you, they out everything you, and he just kind of looks. He goes,
The pups didn't pick them up?
They did not.
Yeah.
He goes, "Hey, let's not be hasty here. Come on, we're all friends, aren't we?"
Friends or no?
I snap the button back.
Yeah.
So side eye to Garcia, who I'm assuming is at my left. Friends or no? Get your goddamn arm off of me.
Oh, he kind of backs up. All right. I thought we were friends.
Friends? You don't need friends. And I point to the APE. You don't need us. What the fuck do you need us for?
Oh, no, they're here for my protection. We can't get involved in this. That's what you're here for. And everything, above the board. You do it. You do your mission, and then you just disappear.
So many questions, so few actually answered.
So what
This is a
was
waste of our time, Sarge.
what were you wanting to know, Staff Sergeant? What was it you wanted to know? You want to know why the artifact? I don't care about the artifact. I want the contents. I believe you're told not to look in there. I want the contents of that artifact. And like I said, there's intel that those soldiers carry that they're aware of that was taking place in below Fort Nebraska. Experimentations. And Weyland-Yutani wants that information. And they're the only survivors that we know.
Intel works both ways. If you want to share info, you start by sharing on your end now. Everything you know, you upload it to our comms officer now. When we encounter it, that way we'll know what to look for. If we can't get off this rock without your help anyway, we're going to proceed on this mission regardless. Share what you know. We'll share what we know before we leave.
Do you want to make like a comm or a command or a manipulation roll?
Yeah, manipulation roll. Because
Okay, go ahead.
I got manipulation. I have 1 point manipulation.
Do you want to push it?
Yeah.
Red does not care how heavily armored these APE are.
You're just
In
like,
the rock, paper, scissors of life, personal combat armor does not beat rocket launcher.
Very rarely does it do that.
Yeah, this is
so
true.
no successes. No successes.
Yes.
I do not want to be next to Red when they fire the rocket.
He just kind of shakes his head. He goes, "All right, listen, I'll be monitoring your progress. We know exactly where you'll be. You change your minds, just give the word, and we'll give you a hand. We'll get you out of here. Okay?"
Okay, I know this system doesn't have insight, but did he just lie to us on that?
So you rolled observation earlier, and I didn't give you
did.
anything on that, and you had 2 successes. So like, he is very hard to read. But you have been watching him. You've been watching mannerisms. You've been watching body language.
I'm almost reading him like code. I'm almost reading him like I would read any object technology casual glance at Cord as I would. So like I'm just looking. Yeah, I'm looking for those small ticks in here.
Sure. With your 2 successes, he seems genuine. As ridiculous as it sounds, his offer doesn't sound that bad.
Okay.
Company man.
Damn company man.
Yep.
What we do with sniper rifles, they do with words.
I'm going to pray. I'm gonna press my hand on the back of Staff Sergeant's shoulder. It's like at the back. And it's not like it's more of a, it shouldn't be as gentle, but it's a, he's not lying. It's a, this is unfortunately the best outcome this is going to be.
And I think as soon as Mark Antonio feels that, there's just a slow nod. His eyes don't break with Mr. Garcia. Like I said, Mr. Garcia, we got a mission, and we're gonna do it. We'll be in touch.
That's what I wanted to hear. Thank you. And
I don't give a fuck
He
what
goes-
you wanted to hear.
oh, he goes to put his hand around you again, and he stops. And,
You really need to learn to ask people before you touch them.
yeah, I was never good at that.
It's not a good quality. Nothing to be proud of.
He just nods, takes a sip of his iced tea. The city you're looking for is that way, and he points in a easterly direction.
We know.
Oh, and UPP have definitely made contact with them, so you're going to have to look for those Marines. They're probably hiding somewhere in the city. Well, I can give you that. We haven't been able to locate them, but there are locals. There are cells of freedom fighters. They're trying to hold out. Maybe hook up with some of them and see if you can find some information. I'm sure they've scavenged through that downed drop ship that they crashed in, and maybe there's some signs or information of any surviving Marines.
Well, we will be back, one way or another.
Good,
This is
excellent.
settled.
Yes. He seems very pleased with that. He takes another sip of his drink.
I look at each of those APs
Yeah.
so they know for later.
Just like,
Snacks are.
They have been
my
weighed, they have been measured, and they have been found wanting. I don't care how
Yeah.
many they have.
Faces are completely covered, even like the little eye things. You can't even see their eyes through the goggles. But yeah, you know they
Yeah,
saw
it's
you.
not enough.
They're all sitting there. They
just
got
not
their rifles in their hands, but they're not trained on you. They're not aiming their weapons at you. But you see them in the shadow of the house
Yeah.
there, and they did not show up on your pups.
Now, just from my understanding, are they wearing something specifically that's like making them, for lack of a better word, blind to any surveillance?
You would assume so. Probably some sort of high level tech Wayland Yutani gadgets they have on them.
Yeah, Wayland Tony. It's not like you're important anyway.
Everyone in that house, everyone who's talking to us, and now us are considered expendable.
That being said, Cord is walking away from this with the word experiments, like looping through their brain, and just kind of, on repeat.
Yeah, I shared some information with you there about that. Remember, Fort Nebraska was the trigger of this war. The UPP were blamed for blowing up a Marine base, so there's some strange things he claims going on underneath Fort Nebraska.
Yeah. Can I offer some
Yeah.
advice, sir? He said. Lenny says with some irritation in his voice.
All ears, Private.
Leave acting like an asshole to the rest of us. That guy's a source of information, sir. We don't have to play his game, but we can sure act like we're playing his game without having to give it up.
He was 3 steps ahead of us when we got here. If we're going to gain anything resembling an advantage, it's going to be out there. If he had the ability to go in there by himself, he would. He's clearly unwilling or unable. One way or another, we're going to solve this problem not here, but in the city. God damn it. Find me something to shoot.
He
Absolutely,
speaks up.
Sarge.
He speaks up. He interjects, even though you're off the side. He goes, again, to the east. You'll find that to the east.
Thank you.
I'm gonna whisper off comms like I recommend we switch channels, come up with a new secure channel.
I can try my best to see if I can figure something out for us. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure we don't have just one channel. I'm sure I can make something secure, a little more secure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can make a contact roll.
We'll give up our
to-
partner status, go to
Okay.
affiliate, and we'll still be.
Can I use? Wait. Hold on. Before I lie to you. Yeah. Can I use my my system diagnostic device? I would get an extra +2 to the roll to just. It's all about hacking and stuff. So I'm gonna see if I can. I don't know. I am not a technology person. I mean, it's more about troubleshooting, like mechanical systems and stuff. But I don't know
Yeah.
if that would apply to.
I'm just reading it here. Let's see if it works. It looks like it says a mechanical systems aboard a space station or starship. Also talks about hacking doors or computer terminals. So you're more like going
Yeah.
up and down the dial on a radio. You're trying to find a frequency that's not being used.
You right. I'm not mad about it. It's okay. I'm pretty good at Comtech. I say that now.
You
One
get your
success.
That's all you need. So you start going up and down the dial, and you hear static, and all of a sudden you hear like some it sounds like Russian pop up on there. You go down the dial some more. Here it sounds like almost like maybe Mandarin or Cantonese. You're not quite too sure, and you keep going, and you're pretty sure that you found a secure channel that that the squad can use.
Okay. And I'll just say, I don't trust any of you. Give me your devices. And I'll put it in myself to make sure they all get to the right channel.
All
Right.
And as I do, I'll give them back to each. And depending on how they give them to me, I'll grab it. Specifically with Cord, it might be a little more forceful, but throw it back. Not throw it, but
Just because I am naturally strong does not mean you have to snatch things from me.
My apologies. I didn't think you'd feel it.
I love it. I wish I could give you another story point.
As at that point, as Lenny is just taking a bite out of some of the snack food that Big Red forked over, he's just kind of shaking his head, not of approval or disapproval, but more just like, God damn, just like looking at you with just amusement. And then when I see Cord's facial expression at that, Lenny just goes, "Hey, I ain't making fun of the medic. Don't look at me."
I wasn't making fun. I apologize if that's what it came off as. You don't need to read him to know that was a load of fecal matter.
I do not I am not entirely sure why any of you think it matters to me whether you are rude or not. I have a job to do, and that is to take care of you, and that is what I will do.
Damn right. And I hold up my fist to Dap.
It is like the most deadpan like fist bump you've ever seen. Just the most deadpan. It's like they have figured out that this is a thing that people do. Like the first time this ever happened, they were like, what the fuck? And they've realized now, it is a way to give some sense of camaraderie and also, companionship. Cool. Got it. And then, yeah.
Yeah, when that happens, Lenny is going to kind of like do as the unit does from time to time. He's going to kind of gently like pat you on the shoulder, and he just says, "Yeah, I mean, you may not care, but we care about you, Cord. You're part of the unit. You keep us alive." So,
Indeed.
and
I guess walk a little. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, he's going to watch you when he says that.
Oh no, I guess walk a little closer to Big Red. There's a slight separation from Cord. As I'm trying to finish this very disgusting protein drink that I only drink because it's there. And I say, "Do you want the rest?"
Oh, I thought you would never offer.
Beetlejuice. Nom, nom, nom. Viewers may actually not know that piece of lore about what folks eat out on the frontiers and in space in the alien universe, and how we get our protein and what that
Sustainable protein, that should be a thing.
bugs.
Eat bugs, people.
Lots of bugs.
We all will be in 20 years.
We should all be doing it now. I've had chocolate covered crickets. They're really good.
Cricket bars are good. Cricket bars are legit.
Not kosher.
I mean,
Oh,
this as
insects aren't culture. Oh,
I mean this as gender neutral as possible. No, ma'am. No.
So we're moving faster because we're traveling lighter because
Yes.
we've eaten so many of the snacks.
Right.
And
That's right.
also, our cover is fairly blown, so we have the ability to sort of move freely for a while before we start running into any trouble.
That's
Agreed.
true. That's true.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Sarge is gonna grab purely out of spite, not out of any nutritional guidelines. Purely out of spite, just rip off like a whole thing of grapes off of one of the wineries and
That's
just like shoulder sling it, and then just low sling the weapon and just start at an airborne shuffle, just a slow jog, and just expect the squad to just keep pace.
It is your intention to make wine aboard our ship, sir.
No, I just fucking hate that guy.
Fair.
I have to point out when the two of you did your fist pump, it like lined up perfectly in the overlay. I don't know if you did
It
that on purpose
did.
or not.
It did.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it was like-
Yay!
Oh,
Right
buddy.
on.
We did it without even realizing it.
Awesome. All right, so you leave him. He sits back down. He just sips his iced tea and just is enjoying the warm weather, the climate that he's in.
I hope he chokes on it.
Yeah, that too. Don't mind me rolling. I hit that by accident. The GM's rolling dice. There's no D4s in this. Don't worry.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I guess we'll proceed.
Do you want to take point again? Do you want to be observing and kind of scoping out?
I'll be on point. Like when we're in
You're gonna
stealth
be on point?
formation,
Do you want me to rear then?
if we're not stealthing, I mean, and even if we are, I can lead stealth, but we're double timing back.
Okay.
We're double
yeah,
timing.
And I do have my binoculars
next.
out.
Yeah.
I'll be watching as well.
All right. So you want me to take up the rear then?
Yeah,
Okay.
probably. Just check our 6, yeah.
Yep. All right. I'll take up the rear.
Okay. So let's go ahead. Make me just an observation roll then as you're making your way through.
I'm so pissed.
Okay.
Awesome.
No.
No,
And with my binoculars, I do get a +2 to my
observation.
observation.
Let's go ahead and roll me 2 more D6 then, please.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that separately.
Yep.
I will.
Oh.
I wouldn't do.
Oh,
Yeah. No, don't. No, don't do. At the very bottom there, there's a D4, a D6 symbol. You can just hit that D6 twice and hit roll. We'll just do it that way. I'm not making you re-roll all your dice.
That won't count. Okay.
Yeah, that was mean. I'm not gonna because you already got a success above.
1 second.
That would
One
just be
second.
mean to do that to you.
Wait. Oh no.
you-
It
you
already. Okay, my dice already
to take
took
it into account.
it took into account. Okay, that says 10.
Okay. Okay,
But I
sounds good.
did.
So yes, for those.
Okay.
So we rolled a stress. You rolled a stress die.
I really did. I did.
But- But already succeeded on the
yeah,
first roll, so no stress. Didn't happen. No panic. We're all good. All right, so you're watching with your binoculars. Staff sergeant, do you have your gun up? You're kind of like scanning the horizon as you're going.
Yeah, I think his spotter scope is affixed to his rifle. And
Okay.
I think it's here most of the time, and then periodically when I see something that requires more insight, I'll look through the lens and just sort of like scan
Sure.
and then back down.
I'm gonna say Archie. So everybody's moving through. Archie, you are looking with your binoculars and you see movement in the jungle ahead of you. You've been the group of you have been walking for a good 30-40 minutes right now through the dense heat of the jungle, and you see movement. You can't quite make out what it is, but you see the leaves move, and you see a big, actually a silhouette of a large. You can't tell what it is, but it's probably about 12 feet high, and you see movement around it.
12
You're not
feet
quite
high.
12 feet high, but it looks like it could be a building. It could be something. You're not too sure what. It could be a construct, but it's not like a 12-foot high tall person that you see, but you do hear movement around it, and you see like a silhouette, or you make something out. And with your success, Staff Sergeant, you, even though you're looking through your scope, I'm going to say you can hear talking up ahead. You make out, you're walking, and the two of you almost at the same time just kind of like stop, and you hear talking, and it sounds like it's Russian.
All right, hand signal up for freeze. Everybody freeze in place. Down. I'll do whatever signal I have for Lennox and to come up, and that's like a low crawl up.
Okay.
And to talking, and then just scopes.
Scout it. Okay, yeah. So I'll look through my scope. And
Yeah, do you want to make me a mobility roll, get a little closer, and you can see what's going on there, Lenny?
sounds
Please.
good. Adding 2 to my modifier. Rolling 9 dice, and I roll.
Panic!
I can't push that, can I?
No, because no successes
What
and
does
a
the story
panic.
point do for me?
Story point will give you an automatic success.
I'll take a story point then. I'm not blowing this. I'll spin that.
Okay,
story point.
so we're gonna say we'll take it back, and you didn't make that roll. You're just gonna spend the story point and get the success.
Oh, do I have to call that out before I roll?
It's not really called out, so I'll give it to you in this situation. It's our first session. We're feeling it out.
Cool,
I don't want you to die too bad in the first session.
Just good to know. Yeah.
So,
So for the audience who doesn't know what just happened, I rolled 9 dice, and on 2 of the stress dice, I rolled no successes and a face hugger, which is
you rolled 11
awesome.
dice. 11 dice, because you could
that's
have got
right. I rolled
successes
11
on those
dice
stress
'cause I have 2
dice.
stress dice. That's right.
So yeah, and people at home, the only thing that matter in this game are sixes. They just want a 6 on a d6. So the more d6s you roll, the chances are better that you're going to get that 6 for that success. But the stress dice that you gain also have a success on them, but also have the face hugger symbol, which spirals you into stress. Okay, so you make your way up there slowly, silently, finding a little break. You find like a little game trail between some of the trees that you're using as you crawl up. And again, the talking is getting louder and louder, and you're looking through your scope, and dead ahead you see a tractor. A tractor in the Alien universe is like kind of like an all-terrain vehicle, but they're big, they're massive, they're like huge, like tires that you'd find on a massive like dump truck or a tractor itself. And they're really big, high up vehicles in this universe. So you see one of these stopped in the jungle, and that's what Archie would have saw, the big construct. You see that the hood is open, and there appear to be 2 UPP soldiers working on this tractor. There are 2 more with their guns slung over their shoulders, kind of standing around and chatting. They're having a smoke. And there's 2 more on the roof scanning the area.
6 hostiles. And I give them the readout of where they are.
Can you repeat that really quickly? I'm sorry.
6
Where they are. Where they are.
Oh, okay. So there's two above on top of this tractor. There's 2 currently sitting outside. One of them's having a smoke, and there's 2 in the tractor operating it.
The 2 on top have their weapons ready. The 2 that are just kind of like hanging out and smoking have them slung over their shoulders, and the ones who are working on the tractor don't. Their weapons are laying down on the ground. They kind of have their uniform jackets off due to the heat, and they're in this thing trying to get it working.
And the 2 that are smoking are where?
They're walking around like the tires, the base of the base of the tractor itself.
So 2 are on top of the tractor.
2 are on top,
walking
and they're kind of
around,
like scanning the area. They're watching and looking.
and then 2 are inside. Gotcha. Thank you.
Super fucking glad I spent a story point. That would have been walking into a firing squad.
All right. We're going to have to take them here ourselves.
Firefight in the jungle.
Big Red, can you
Yes,
make
Sarge?
it go boom? Can you make it go boom?
Give me a chance to get in position before Red blows up half the fucking planet, sir.
Here's my thought.
I also
Archie, go ahead.
How far away are we from them?
You're approximately 40 to 50 feet away from them. So you're going to be, I believe that's long range.
Okay, that's what I was trying to figure out range wise.
Yeah. You're going to be long range from them.
Understood. Okay, cool. Okay, great. I look at Big Red and I say, well, blowing up would be very much a yes. And I know you would absolutely love that. We don't know what's out there past these 6, and a big boom might draw others here. However, and I will reach into my power, or I guess I would have them like strapped across or something. I will grab 2 of my electroshock grenades, and I'll say, if you can get a little closer, these are not as capable from this distance. If you can get a little closer, these could shut them down, and then you can destroy them.
And are these hand-thrown grenades?
These are hand-thrown grenades.
They are.
Yes.
So they're medium range, and you're long range now. So you're going to have to move up. So everything in this game is in range bands, short, medium, long. So you're going to have to move up a whole nother band, get closer to them to even be able to throw this grenade. But the grenade, it is a good idea because they have to roll then to be incapacitated. It basically just shocks them, they fall to the ground, and they're immobilized.
It would at least take out the 2 that are actively on guard. That would be the best priority.
Sarge, there's 5 of us and 6 of them. Their odds are poor. I say we just go right in and take them. Keep the tractor for ourselves if we want.
Here's the thing, you're both right. All right. Archie, give me those grenades.
Ding, ding.
I'm going to low crawl to this position just to the right. I'm going to throw. As they retreat or exfil out of the back, Lennox, Red, Archie, pick them off.
I'm going to be targeting the driver then.
That's fine.
I can't get at the ones up top. You can.
I'll take care of that. All right.
Yeah.
So
the driver needs to die first so that tractor doesn't become a weapon and so that they don't try to plan a getaway.
All right then.
You all are the weapons experts. I'll just shoot. I'll point at someone that you didn't point at. How about that?
That tracks.
Quick question for you, Matt. So the right side of that tractor where the driver is at, I'm guessing the steering column's on the like a right or a left side of this thing.
Yeah, we'll say the left hand or the right hand side because it's Russian make.
In that case, does it look like they have their window down? Like, are they?
The windows are down. It's so hot out there. Yes, the windows are down on this thing.
In that, I do not want to shoot through a windshield, so I'm going to try to get an angle so I can shoot right through that down window. And I'll set up for the shot.
All right. Well,
I'll just wait.
We are at the end of our time. Is this a good place to leave off? And we start next session with combat. All out combat.
It is.
Yes, it is.
Oh, and my whatchamacallit, my personal agenda is always have a plan.
All right, I think we've got a good cliffhanger. Next week, we're gonna.
So this is what it feels like,
right? But this is the beginning. We got to deal with the actual chaos. Oh, Game Master privately rolls some dice. I don't like that.
Oh yeah, don't pay attention to that. No.
Oh yeah, no.
Oh no.
Everything is fine.
Well, thank you everybody for joining us. This was a lot of fun, getting to dive into some aliens and with such a wonderful group. And we'll be back next week with the next episode.